Well, happy afternoon, brothers and sisters. It is Saturday afternoon, and many of you in the Eastern time zone, anyway, of the United States, may be getting ready to go to Saturday evening Mass. And of course, tomorrow being Sunday, many of you will be at different Masses, or some of you may attend other churches than the Catholic Church. But this is what I want to speak to you about for a moment in this ongoing You Need to Vote series. We have issued, and many of you did this for me last weekend, we have issued a challenge to pastors that I would like you to echo to your priests and deacons and pastoral leaders in your parish when you go to church this weekend. And because there are only 2 weekends left until Election Day, and that's actually a lot. This is the time when it's most crucial. Many people are paying attention to the elections for the first time, actually, during this coming week. And 2 weekends now before Election Day. On both of those weekends, we can do amazing things in the churches if our priests and pastors step up to the plate. And it doesn't take a whole lot. Here's what we're asking you to do. Very simple. Number one, electionprayer.com. We're going to have a novena. We've been having a novena for an entire year, but now we have the last 9 days, a novena of prayer from Monday through Election Day. And so this weekend is a perfect opportunity for parishes to invite their people to pray, electionprayer.com. You see a prayer there in English and in Spanish, preparing our nation for the election. And they can put it on the parish website during the course of the week, and they can print it in the parish bulletin for next weekend. So this is very, very simple, and it can all start with you. Just a little suggestion. You don't even have to get an answer right there and then. Father, deacon, pastor, would you consider going to electionprayer.com? Check it out, and this would be a great prayer that we could have our parish do. 2 weekends left until Election Day. Brothers and sisters, it is no exaggeration to say that by you going to your pastors and mentioning this and the next suggestion that I'm going to give you, you can swing the election. It's that close. And remember in the elections of 2000, a few hundred people in one state decided the difference in the presidential election. The same can happen now. It can happen with the way that the U.S. Senate goes. Let's not underestimate the opportunity that God has still given us here. We've got a wide open door here now, ready for the results of this election. So, besides asking your pastor to use the election prayer at electionprayer.com, here's the second thing we want to do. Votinginfo.net, that's votinginfo.net, you'll be able to find, if you haven't already, the party platform comparison piece. It's a simple, educational, nonpartisan, informational guide to the positions of the 2 major parties on a whole wide range of issues, and it is perfectly legal and appropriate for it to be distributed by churches. So what am I asking you to do? Get the guide, download it yourself, and hand it to your pastor. Because if you hand it to him this weekend, he has time to put it in the bulletin for next weekend, which will be the last weekend before Election Day. You see that it's very simple. You take the guide of votinginfo.net. It is there in English. It is there in Spanish. And you will also find a letter if he wants assurance that it's legally qualified for distribution by churches without violating any tax laws. You've got that legal letter there. Print that out too. Give it to him. I'm going to say it again. This can swing the election. It might seem like, oh, how in the world do we swing the election? That's so big. It's so overwhelming. No, it's not. It all comes down to the number of people who cast their votes. And by putting something in the church bulletin, or the pastor can take votinginfo.net and put that on the parish website, this is all so very simple, but it is in these simple little things that all the difference in the world is made. So once again, 2 simple websites. electionprayer.com, votinginfo.net. Many of you, especially if you follow me regularly on Facebook or other social media, you have heard me say this 100 times before. But there may be many of you too who are listening to this for the first time, or those who have heard me say this 100 times before. There are still other people you can reach, people that I can't reach, but only you can reach. Together, my friends, We're going to win pro-life victories in this election. Mark my words, we are going to win pro-life victories in this election. Why? Because I know you, and I know the people of God, and I know the people of the pro-life movement. And when it comes down to the wire, and when we realize what it is we have to do, no matter how distasteful it might be, we go forward and we do it. And now the moment has arrived for exactly that. I'm going to have a lot more to say to you this week. We're going to pray together every day here on Facebook between now and Election Day. I'm going to offer some masses. I'm going to include some sermons, some homilies right here on Facebook. We are going to work hard in this coming week and a half, harder than ever, all together, to keep this nation from falling off the cliff of more pro-abortion, gay marriage and against religious liberty and all these kinds of policies that we must stop. We're going to work together harder than ever to bring about these victories. So thank you. Let me know now what you hear from your church. I want to know this weekend. I'd love to hear the stories of what you heard preached. If you heard an election message, let me know what it was. If you get an answer from your pastor about including that voter's guide, again, votinginfo.net, then let me know about that. If you get some pushback or resistance, I want to know about that too. I want to know exactly what your pastor or associate said. And again, electionprayer.com, who can object to getting believers to pray for the outcome of the election? So thank you very, very much for all that you do. And I look forward, brothers and sisters, to being in touch with you, as I said, every day between now and Election Day, so that together we can do all that the Lord is calling us to do at this moment. God bless you all. Talk to you soon.